I'm recording this video. Today is November 18, 2022. Just currently sitting in my car. Alhamdulillah, I just prayed Asar at the masjid. And something that I've been just thinking about today, I took the day off from work today, even though I was scheduled to go to work. I told my boss that I'm not feeling well. And the truth is I mentally I'm not really feeling that well. Alhamdulillah, everything is good. I can't really complain, really. I just feel a little bit under the weather for sure, but I'm just recording this video because started to think we're living through a time right now where things are not just getting very expensive, but it's hard. It's definitely not easy economically, and all of this. And alhamdulillah, I can't complain. I mean, I am living in a country where at least it's more quote unquote safe, but we I have food, I have a shelter, I have a car, I have all of these basic necessities that in third world countries people don't have. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I believe there's so much more out there. I shouldn't have to work 70-hour weeks, 6-7 days a week at a job just to make $3,500 or $4,000 a month. Even $7,000-8,000 a month. But if you have to work 90-hour work weeks, just basically just getting up, going to work, coming home, sleeping, getting up, going to work, coming home, sleeping, you can only do that for a period of time, man. You have to, I guess what I'm trying to say is the concept of you need to work smart, not just hard. You need to first work smart, then hard. And sometimes at the beginning, when you're just starting out, especially on this kind of self-improvement journey, to also improve our finances, because that's, when it comes to self-improvement, we're also focusing on fitness, faith, finance, and friendship, right? It's not just about improving ourselves or our looks or whatever, but it's also our relationship with God, our health, and our wealth, and also our friendship of building a good network of brotherhood, finding a good person to marry and have kids with, a wife, helping out your parents. All of these things are very important. And finance is definitely, I think, something that is commonly overlooked. I don't think we need to look at it as we need to become extremely rich so we can buy XYZ. I think we need to look at it as that we need to be financially free. It doesn't even have to be millions and billions of dollars, but we need to be financially free so that we can make our own choices. For me, the big one is that inshallah, I want to be at a point where I can go to the mosque and pray all 5 daily prayers at a mosque. That's not even a hard thing. That's such a basic thing, and I love it. There's something about coming to a masjid, and as a Muslim man, you should be coming to the masjid as often as possible. And how hard can it be to really, I'm thinking about it, how hard can it be to not pray 5 times a day at the masjid, or at least start your day, pray fajr at the masjid, and maybe end your day by praying isha at the masjid, and then throughout the day maybe you're at your job, right? If you can go to the masjid during the day, amazing. But how hard can it be to pray 1 or 2 prayers every single day? I want to be able to pray inshallah all 5 prayers at the masjid. That's my goal. But I ask myself is the only way this is possible is that if you are more kind of financially free off, and you don't have to do these kind of, how should I say this, man, these jobs. Right now I drive a small truck and I'm out all the time, and sometimes I go far cities. I do city to city, and what that means is that a lot of times, since I'm traveling and I go sometimes really far, outside my house, I can shorten the prayers, but I sometimes have to be in an uncomfortable situation, especially now that it's getting colder and wearing all of these layers. I have to be in uncomfortable situations where, I might have to stop at a random place, a gas station or coffee shop, make wudu. And then, as it's getting cold, sometimes, it's hard to find a place to pray. Can't just pull up and pray, in the cold and on the dirt or something. It's just, I don't want to be in that position for the rest of my life. Alhamdulillah, I still do my part, and you should pray for sure. Sometimes if I really, really can't, I'll have to just pray in the truck, park somewhere, and pray in the truck. Maybe if I'm able to go in the back and then put my little prayer mat and just pray in there and then sit back in the driver's seat and go. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm like, it doesn't have to be like that for the rest of my life. And I think this is why, as Muslim men, in particular, like Muslim men, you need to hear this. If you're living in a non-Muslim country like the Western society, we're living in Canada. I live in Canada. If you live in Canada, USA, UK. If you're living in a Western country or a non-Muslim country where, unlike countries like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, where prayer is something that is it's definitely like a part of what do you call it, like the daily life. Like people at Saudi Arabia, for example, they pause everything that they're doing and then they go to pray. So what you need to focus on is building a lifestyle, whether it's with your job or business, that allows you to, of course, fulfill your prayers. That's a must, even if you have to pray all of them at home or, at work or whatever. But like being able to pray, like, comfortably, for example, being able to make wudu, not rushing the prayers, being able to pray on time, not like 5 minutes before the next prayer was about to start. I think that's really important. I think if you really put that instead of money, first of all, if you put that like on the pedestal and make that like the most biggest priority, where you're not focusing on money, but you're focused on coming into a point where you could practice your deen as often and in the most comfortable, healthiest manner as you can, if that makes sense. I think that's something that we should strive for, and then the money, inshallah, will come. Allah will see that like you respect him, you're fulfilling your prayers, you're putting him as a priority instead of like this dunya, really, because like the money's not gonna go with you into the grave. So put the prayers, put Allah first, man. As Andrew Tate says, or what's his name, Khabib, train in Allah. Always put Allah first. Don't forget your training. On that note, guys, I'm just recording this video. I have no idea when I'm gonna post it or even if I'm gonna post it, but I just want to kind of save it for myself so that in the future, if I live that long with Allah's will, inshallah, I'd like to look back at it and reflect. All right.